Manufacturing today is a kind of a cool career. I personally graduated from Great Bend High School a number of years ago, been in manufacturing for well over 30 years now, graduated with an engineering degree. But you think about manufacturing, there's such a variety of things. Everything gets made, so how it's made, what materials go into it, what's the science behind it, what are the people, technology, automation behind it, everything that gets made. So here at Fuller, we obviously use a lot of different people from a wide variety of careers, anywhere from engineers, as I mentioned, but business, finance, chemistry, accounting, HR, and there's a lot of people that work here that don't have any kind of technical degrees at all, obviously. But that's just at Fuller. You think about other manufacturing environments, they're going to need different capabilities as well. So you think about the chemists that we use, but different kinds of chemists in different environments, regulatory, environmental, safety, metallurgical. There's just a lot of careers in manufacturing. And so that's what kind of makes manufacturing so enticing to so many different people is a wide variety of careers or fields make careers out of manufacturing. And so here in Kansas, there's about 3,100 or so manufacturing companies. Most of them are going to be on the smaller side, 50 employees or less. Just saw a study the other day that the average worker in the manufacturing sector in the state of Kansas is about 71,000. So obviously there's some people that would make it more than 71, less than 71, but that's the median wage is about 71,000. So the end result is you can get a really good career working in a manufacturing environment. And a lot of people don't think about that. They just think about the smokestacks or the pollution or something like that, and that's not today's manufacturers. And so that was kind of why we wanted to put this video together, is to be able to show what manufacturing can be, should be, and it's not the dirt floors and the smokestacks that a lot of people think that they are. There's probably some of those still out there, but most of the manufacturing companies today are very clean, very well run, very well lit, not the dirty, dingy, smoky, nasty things that your mom always worried about graduating from high school, going to college, or else you're going to work in a manufacturing environment. So come be part of the manufacturing environment. Thanks.
Over here is making more room. So we make this part back in the injection molding. We'll see that operation later on. And then again, it drills all the holes and then fills all the holes, puts a staple at the bottom of it to hold them in place. And the secondary operation is to trim it so that it's all flat. That's what she's doing now. She's loading that machine up. Square. Stamp them and put our part number on it. Put on right now. These are just the standard cook rooms that we make day in, day out. So you sit there and make a whole bunch more. Over on this side, so we're drilling the holes on the block, and on this side we're filling the holes. We can make a brush like that up to 10 feet long.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Not many people can do that. In fact, I think this machine is the only one in North America that can do that. This is a cedar block. So this is an injection molded part that we'll make back there. We'll see that later on. And then it has two little tufts in here that This is used in planting seeds. So we call this a seeder block. And so we sell a lot of these as to farmers that use this when they're planting. Right here, there we go. This is an example of some of the mops and things that we make on a regular basis for people. Amanda, up until last Friday, was in the purchasing department, and I think we were there 9 years. 7.5 years, and doing an excellent job there. Got the opportunity to move out to the shop and be a supervisor in one of the departments. And so starting on Monday, yesterday, she started working as a supervisor, learning a lot about the parts in a different way, and production of machines, setup times, all that kind of stuff. Doing a great job for us, so thank you. Everything around here. Good brakes, or good brake, they either fix it or prevent it from breaking. Correct? So, it's done by here. So Lois is in charge of the tool crib. The tool crib is where we keep a lot of the spare parts, maintenance parts, things like that, things that we know we're going to need at some point, we don't know when, so we keep it all organized here. And so Lois has had a variety of jobs here at Fuller over the years, and right now manages the tool crib. Very important responsibility. Sure. Up here, you come down a conveyor, and this is where they get filled with the good stuff. Here we've got some aerosol product getting filled on the other side. This little water valve to make sure that it doesn't leak. And then it's coming out here on this conveyor line, getting the tap put on it, and then on it. That puts basically marks the date once they miss it. All the products that get put into the aerosol cans or the bottles or anything is all done back in this area. So we're not going to take a big tour there, but it's pretty good size. The amount of raw materials obviously that it takes. But then also tanks, store it, compounding it, mixing it, blending it all together. And then it gets transferred into one of these tanks up here that then goes and fills the production line. So it's a very, very key part of the manufacturing environment. And so we got high quality standards, so stringent requirements. We also keep things for several years after we put the labs together, the compounds together, so we can test them in case something does go wrong. So we do some of that. That's safety here and regulatory. Any manufacturing companies want to have some kind of a safety program, safety plan. We're always worried about people getting injured on the job, things like that. So we have a safety manager who keeps everybody on top of their game, monthly meetings, announcements, refresher courses, things like that. But here at Fuller, we also have a large regulatory presence because we deal with the FDA and the EPA in terms of some of our products. And so we've got to be very, very compliant to those regulatory standards. So we have somebody on staff full time to make sure that our labels are correct and the wording's correct, and our safety data sheets are up to date, all that kind of stuff. This is our newest machine, newest operational machine, because our chemical line isn't operational yet. So this piece is about a year old now, and it's a rotational molding machine. So it's in our plastics department. It makes bigger things with walls, thicker walls, thin walls. It was running earlier today, but it's not running right now. Otherwise, you can see the arms moving and things like that. A couple other things that we're making on it right now are decoys. There's a company over in Hoisington that they paint the decoys and sell them. So we'll do the manufacturing for them, sell them that. In this configuration, we'll obviously take all the flashing off, but then they can paint it and sell it. This is an example of one of the parts that it makes for or on that machine. So this is one of 3 pieces that goes on a carpet extracting machine. And so this is the base, the back of it. As you can see, this is maybe an 1/8 of an inch thick, and obviously a larger piece. So we've got molds that makes this. So what happens is the plastic resin heats up. These arms are rotating, so it forces all the melted plastic resin to go to the outside of the mold, and then it cools off, and that's what allows us to have a cavity in here. And the carpet extracting equipment, so obviously with that comes wands that go along with the carpet extractor, and then in here is actually the assembly of those devices. This is an example of a finished good for the carpet extracting machine. So you kind of see that black backing that I showed you earlier. This is another part that we make out here. And along here is where we basically put all the interconnect to it, the motor, the wires, the heaters, all that kind of stuff. About 2 weeks, a month or so, and so he's learning real quick in a couple of different areas, but primarily focused right now in this particular area of what all needs to go into a carpet extracting machine.
Yep. Gonna seal this up.
Getting ready to ship it.
Yep. It's almost ready to go out the door.
Good.
And so this is one corner of the raw materials area. So there's no way you're going to be able to see all of it. But suffice it to say, there's a lot of storage for raw materials here. And then we have a whole other area for finished goods. So the raw materials are used in the production areas to produce the finished goods that go into the we'll either hold them or we'll ship them right away. And so right now we've got about $7 million worth of inventory. So it's a large number, but it's about the right number for us. It's probably a little high for us, but it's what we need in order to be able to produce parts for people. Here is a machine that makes the quart bottles that were used on the other side of that wall. So here you see Mary, longtime employee here, checking the quality of the quart bottles. One of the things that we're looking to invest in is a new machine that would make not only the quart bottles, but some of the round bottles or gallon bottles as well, and something that would do it a lot faster. So this machine, as you can tell, is old. It's been here a long time. So it still functions, but it's problematic. It's temperamental, and it's hard to get parts for. And so we just need something a little more reliable, a lot more fast, quick, and make something a little bit more automated as well. attended 24/7. We've got the security people that come over every once in a while and they'll change out the box and then make sure that we have perfect. But other than that, it's just run all night. These 4 parts. So that's what we saw over there. They take these 4 parts off, assemble them together, and then sonic weld them into the block. But then eventually get the bristles put in. So we saw one of the cedar blocks, only it didn't have the tufts in it. So what they're doing is they're taking it out of the projection mold state and making it into a sonic welded piece like this. Piece of equipment here, bridge boards and lathes and different things here to help fix machines, new tooling, new fixtures, things like that. So this is the machine shop that we've been working off of for the last almost 50 years.